Thank you for joining me and welcome back to my channel. So it is interesting to see that El-Rufai is suddenly protesting against the religion of some appointees in critical security positions of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The recent one is against General Musa. When General Musa was appointed, I came here. You can bear me witness. I said, the Fulani oligarchs, the very foundation of the Fulani Caliphate, will be shaken. That very soon their spokespersons will start coming out. They will start bringing all manner of rhetorics. In fact, I want you to watch this. They call themselves something League of Muslims for Sharia, that they are ready to die for Sharia. Before you now listen to El-Rufai's own, but please pay attention. This one said they will die like Palestine, who have died for Sharia, that they are ready.
We are ready. We are also ready to pay the price the Palestinians are paying if America should decide to come to Nigeria to dismantle Sharia. 5. We are calling on President Bola Tinubu to treat carefully. He should remember that he rose to power on the goodwill of Sharia-loving Muslim population of this country.
But here we are today. El-Rufai has said that Tinubu's recent appointments are not just lopsided, but it is done intentionally to denigrate, to decimate, to demystify the Muslim Fulani oligarchs. That if you take a look at the APC, when Buhari was there, a Fulani man was a chairman, a Fulani man was the chief of defense staff, a Fulani man was the minister of defense, and they were all Muslims. Now, this was what they expected to happen. Now, Tinubu got in there. He sacked Ganduje. He sacked them. Replaced them with a Christian from Plateau State. When that was done by Tinubu, so many people say, this, but they let go. Some months later, Badaru, another Fulani man from Jigawa State, the former governor of Jigawa State, this was the man who said that bombs cannot penetrate the forest where the terrorists are. I don't want to call them bandits again. Now, when Tinubu heard this, the American called him immediately. You need to restructure the security architecture. Then he said, Badaru, move. Then he brought in Musa. Musa, that was reportedly framed up just a month ago, somehow, got a call back to hold a critical position. Now, these two positions are not just the end of what these northerners, but because they are Christians, El-Rufai thinks they are not enough. Now, when El-Rufai was the governor, there are so many rumors out there. There are places like Birkin Ladi, so many places, Burning KB, so many places were like, no-go area. There was a story that a king from Southern Kaduna, who went to challenge the then governor, the little man, challenged him based on marginalization, roads not being built, security not being provided for them, because the notoriety of killings of Southern Kaduna Christians under the administration of El-Rufai was alarming. People were almost on a daily basis wiped out, uncountable. And you will hear El-Rufai telling you, well, I'm just the state governor. There's nothing absolutely I can do. In some places, he won't even bother to even share any form of commiserations. However, when Ubasani, the new current governor, you will hardly hear issues of attack. Yes, because he has opened up Southern Kaduna, he has linked them up, he has given them security, he has told them, set up your own vigilantes. That is the difference of what Ubasani did. C'est fini, la passé. Ubasani said, set up your vigilantes. He has opened up some of their rural communities, their roads. Go and check it out. Go and look at the death toll, the rate of death toll when Erufai was there and when Ubasani is there today. It has reduced. I'm not saying it has permanently stopped, but it has reduced drastically. People can now go back to their ginger farm, to their corn farm, to their potato farms in Kaduna as it's were today. Now, this is the man who is telling General Musa that being a Christian is a threat, a life threat to the Fulani oligarchs. That Tinubu is targeting the northern Muslims. That this is too good to be a coincidence. That why is it that it is at this point in time the America came out with a blatant lie that 600,000 people are in IDP camps. Really? In Southern Kaduna alone, do we know, do the northerners, do they know the numbers of IDP in Southern Kaduna? Not to talk of Benue. In one IDP camp alone, it is a village. Some people have been in the IDP camp for close to 10 years. Then I see people come to Lagos and they tell me that they had to just find their way out of the IDP camp. I've seen people come to Ogun State that they are from Benue. In fact, Benue in the country, Benue has the largest IDP camps. More than even in Borno, I'm telling you. More than Borno, that we say that there is a, Lakurawa, the Boko Harams decimating them there. Yes, because in Borno, most of the IDP camps are even being attacked. So people find safe haven in the IDP camps of Benue. Like, that is the reality of what the Middle Belton Christians are facing now that the Middle Belton Christians have finally found a platform, okay, to have their voice heard. Then the man who is called, popularly known as a butcher. I mean, this is what the Nigerian media, social media reporters call him. I don't know why he's been called that, but this is what they call him, the butcher. Even Sharia at one point in time called him the butcher because of the annihilation of the Shiite or whatever they are called in Kaduna, where nothing less than 700 to 800 were shot dead while they were having a peaceful protest under the Erufai administration when he was still Kaduna's state governor. So you see, the Nigerian politics, this is the weapon they have always used for many years. They will tell you that the North owns the power. They will tell you that without the North, nobody. They will tell you that the Nigerian state is under the captivity. This is what they tell you stealthily. They don't say it openly, okay? Because if you take a look at all the southern aspiring presidents, Obi, name them. They will always have to go to that Kaduna house, go and roll out economic policies. That's it. If you tell them that, oh, in Nigeria today, I want to stop Ali Manjiris, there's a video of Peter Obi going viral now, where he said that he went to the most populous Muslim nation, Indonesia. These are 90, I think they're about 98% Muslims there. Very productive, successful, very advanced. Then he said, how come? How is Nigeria? How are the Northerners? How are the Fulani oligarchs? Because if the North must progress, the Fulanis must come to a conclusion that, okay, let us ensure that we push education. That's it. The Lakurawas, the bandits, the Boko Harams is happening, is thriving, is successful, right? Because the people who are the Fulani cabals are what? Are simply not doing anything, allowing that sector to what? To prosper, or they are what? They are the ones sponsoring it for their own political gains. Yes, they might be the one financing, pushing it. That anytime anything happens, these guys, you go, you strike, the market. Nobody could believe that this incident of the America will now, turn to be working for the good of Tinubu. No, see, I have always said it that a man whose time has come, you cannot necessarily, intentionally, by all means, stop him. Let me tell you, the issue of the Christian genocide was more and way more heavy than the Chibok girls. But somehow, today, Tinubu is like everything can't they work for them. We will even begin to question Tinubu's luck. Whoever his juju man is, make him no leave that man. No. Like seriously. You know why everything works for him? Because those who are in the opposition, who are supposed to step down for Obi so that Obi can use that agenda for his own political gain, they said no. Atiku cannot say anything against Christian genocide. He dare not say it. Because the day he said it, his Sharia warriors, his fellow Isba, unlike Isba police, they caught up with him. Did El-Rufai say anything about that issue? They did not say anything. In fact, Atiku's own was worse because he wrote it initially, then he deleted it. That one I said, look at this man. This man. So you see how Tinubu was so lucky, damn lucky. Like they just couldn't use that moment against him. They just couldn't. But instead, Tinubu now doubled down. He said, okay, I will partner with America. I want to dislodge the war the Fulani Islamic jihadists have been waging against the Middle Belton Christians. It was then he now made General Musa first and foremost, the Chief of Defense Staff, and now the Minister of Defense. The Minister of Defense is the man that will draw out policies. Yes, you give it to the president. You tell the president, Mr. President, let us begin to do this about state police. Yes, because Musa has said it. I am not against state police. He said insecurity is local. The Nigerian people in their state must have the capacity to some extent, at least 60 to 70%, have the capacity to protect their farmlands, ancestral land, that every Nigerian deserves to have that. I beg, how people like El-Rufai, Matawale, how they won't take API. I saw a video, they said that General Musa and the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Radu, will have issues. They told Tinubu, you cannot put Minister of Defense under NSA. That the NSA is an advisor to you. The Minister of Defense will write policies, give it to you. The Minister of Defense, who is a retired, not just an honorary retired, a very brilliant one indeed, an intellectual general. A man who is decisive in his actions. In fact, Kachala in Sokoto, that they have been finding for over 15 years under Buhari. From Buhari to Tinubu. Now that General Musa got there, within a space of 1 week, they don't buy him. Boom. Now, Bello Turuji don't they talk, say, make we talk. No. I'm so freaking happy because General Musa is a man that will not forgive. Because I sense that if Tinubu gets to that point of, you will see the difference. You will see the compromise. They are all Northerners, but their tribes are different. General Musa is a Northerner. El-Rufai is a Northerner, but he's a Fulani man. Badaru is a Northerner, a Fulani man, who came out to give excuse for terrorists in the bush, saying that bombs cannot penetrate. Can General Musa say such a thing? The second one, Minister of State, Bello Matawale, he said that Nigeria should have a discussion that these people, not all of them are terrorists, that not all of them want to go into terrorism, that it is the vigilantes that go to disturb them. Most cases they go for reprisal attack. He said it in a video, I think in 2021, thereabout, giving excuses. Of course, Matawale must go. He needs to go. Yes. Because there's no moving forward though. Because there are some meetings General Musa will have to have. And he cannot necessarily tell the Minister of State to not be a part of it. Nobody can touch this man, General Musa. He's an anointed one. He no get waiting El-Rufai won't cook. Badaru won't cook. Mayole won't cook. Nobody, Buratai, none of them. You know, get waiting I want to cook am. See them, they don't throw the religious rhetorics around. Stoking ethnic tension, religious tension. When Buhari was doing his own, all the service chiefs were all Muslims who came out to cry. Everybody just felt, okay, no problem, let them handle it. Let them handle their problem. But instead, we saw the highest application of Sharia in the north under Buhari. So many Christians faced the law, a jungle justice law, against the constitution. They started deploying Sharia. The mob that lynched Deborah, what they said they were public nuisance, public disturbance. That was just Jesus. Well, let's listen to these people. Look at them. They said instead of Sharia to be banned, that they will have their blood. Just listen to them.
The US President Donald Trump made an accusation that there was a Christian genocide going on in Nigeria, even confirming that churches were being burned and Christians killed virtually every day. He then started rolling out conditions to be met. Among the conditions he rolled out was that the Sharia system was to be abolished in the northern states and blasphemy laws be scrapped. Then, last week, a group of Nigerians living in the US, led by one Dr. Ebenezer Obadere, senior fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations, visited the US Congress masquerading as so-called experts on Nigerian affairs to request the Congress to make the US government demand that the Nigerian government put pressure on the northern states to abolish the Sharia system and the Hizbah. At this juncture, we would like to make the following observations. One, even the British colonialists who conquered our land by force of arms could not altogether get rid of the Sharia system. Therefore, no foreign power can do it now, after more than 60 years of independence. Two, the Sharia system is an integral part of our constitution, which, in recognition of everybody's right to religious freedom, provided for three legal systems, namely the British common law, the Sharia personal law, and the customary law. Three, moreover, the constitution allowed for concurrent powers that gives states the power to make laws affecting any of the concurrent list, of which enacting Sharia law is a part of. Four, unless the constitution of our country and its democratic federalism is going to be trampled on, the plot to force the federal government to pressure state governments to abolish the Sharia system and Hizbah is not wise. Five, the Sharia system has never been imposed on any non-Muslims in Nigeria. Six, the blasphemy law is not a religious law, but a law enacted by respective state assemblies in order to preserve peace and harmony. Seven, the Sharia system has no connection whatsoever with the different types of insecurity issues happening in Nigeria. 8. The Hizbah institution has never engaged in any type of unrest. It is an unarmed organization concerned only with the enforcement of Sharia moral laws within the ambit of the national law. Therefore, on behalf of all the 40 Islamic organizations that form the Zamfara State Muslims League, we hereby state the following. 1. We in Zamfara State are more than 99% Muslims. We were the first to implement the Sharia system in 1999. We want all and sundry to know that we are comfortable with the system and we will never allow it to be tampered with. 2. The request of Dr. Obadere is not based on any expertise, but on biasness and Islamophobia. 3. The US has no business meddling in the international affairs of our country, or act as a custodian of a certain religion, or start a new crusade against Islam, with Nigeria as its first victim. 4. We emphatically affirm that Muslims in Nigeria will not stand by and look while a foreign power dismantles the Sharia system just to make some anti-Islamic Christians happy. We know that America has been sponsoring Zionist terrorism in Palestine and the genocide of Muslims. We are also ready to pay the price the Palestinians are paying if America should decide to come to Nigeria to dismantle Sharia. 5. We are calling on President Bola Tinubu to tread carefully. He should remember that he rose to power on the goodwill of Sharia-loving Muslim population of this country.